In Maxwell Cimberly saw nothing as Loftus trashes memory. What's Up, Doc? By Matthew Russell Lee, author on Patreon. Song ruling BBC, Decrypt, Light Read, Radio, Podcast. SDNY Courthouse, December 16. Ghislaine Maxwell's first witness was her own personal assistant Cimberly Espinosa. She described Epstein's office on Madison Avenue as a real, ongoing business, with lawyers in one room and she and Ghislaine in another. No, she said, she'd never seen sex on top of Epstein's desk. She had seen Jane, wink, wink, ducks, come to the office, with her mother, and be treated with the utmost respect. Yes, these photographs and the cover envelope she had kept all these years were headshots from the soap opera Jane was on. Cimberly with a C knew it because she was a big fan of that soap opera. When it came time for cross-examination, the prosecutor had only one question: did you ever go to Palm Beach? No, Espinosa said, apparently awaiting follow-up. No further questions. Some said massive burn, but was this approach the right one? Maxwell's memory decay expert, fresh from telling the same tale about tales for Harvey Weinstein, got different treatment. On Direct she described tricking people into misremembering seeing Bugs Bunny in Disney World when, as anyone knows, Bugs is owned by Warner Brothers. What's up, Doc? Loftus said. Kurt repeated it under his breath. What's up with you, Doc? She was charging $600 an hour, Loftus told her handler. The survivors by contrast had gotten $300 a pop. The prosecutor asked or said, don't you raise your asking price, Dr. Loftus, each time you testify for an affluent defendant? Loftus, not surprisingly, resented the inference. But jurors took notes, and some it was time for a Customs and Border Protection officer to certify to the entry and re-entry of 3 of the 4 survivor witnesses, and a Palm Beach School District records manager to begin authenticating documents from one of Epstein's many fishing pools, before Jean-Luc Brunel's MC2 model agency, with its shows in Morocco and Francafrique that Jeffrey would fly to for paid hookups. No translation needed. It had not, Kurt concluded, been about Western Sahara. That was a separate form of exploitation, all about the phosphorus and now wind and solar farms. Epstein had ruled an empire of sleaze on which the sun never set. After Judge Nathan pulled the plug right at 5 p.m., still not having said when she had been for those 3 days, Kurt ran out to Pearl Street to join the media scrum awaiting the running of the lawyers. He did in live stream, sometimes upside down, until at least a newsmaker emerged. It was Maxwell's silver-haired brother again, and as Kurt fell on with the cameramen and women following his and Isabel Maxwell to the vigil for Uber in front of 40 Foley, Kurt yelled, has the United Nations got back to you about your petition? No, not the United Nations, came the reply. Asked and answered. The UN was corrupt, unaccountable at law but incarnation of impunity that Kurt could not leave alone. Maximum Maxwell. And so it continued. Click here for Patreon and more. 2D. Note, on October 29, 2021 and again on November 12, Ghislaine Maxwell and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York filed a flurry of motions in limine, heavily redacted. The government argued that trial exhibits are not public and will be withheld. Inner City Press opposed and opposes the continued secrecy. Inner City Press will cover the trial, and all that comes before and after it. Court case cast and Song I, Song 2, Song 3, 5th Song and now November 27th Song. The underlying case is U.S. v. Maxwell, 20 CR 330, Nathan. To find out more, please follow the links on screen and in the description. Together, let's make sure justice is served.